Alright, good morning YouTube. This is Nick with NK Landscaping, again as usual. Today we got something a little bit different. You can see there's a bunch of snow on the ground. Not ideal conditions to be running an excavator. We got 8 to 12 inches the other day, so you gotta wait for that to melt. Hopefully there's gonna be some rain coming and it should melt. But you might be able to see behind me I've got the excavator on the trailer behind the truck. We're not going to a job, we're going to Steelwrist. So I'd say 75 or so hours ago, 75 to 100 hours ago, the machine, the Steelwrist, developed a leak. We were back and forth with Steelwrist. We thought it may have been a hose. They sent us a new hose, no questions asked. And after we took everything apart and cleaned it really well, it doesn't look like it's the hose. We still haven't put that hose in yet just because we've been so busy. We do have the new hose, but after talking back and forth with Steelwrist service, we think we've determined that it's leaking from the actual swivel part of the Steelwrist. Now that's not just a repair that I can complete. It's got to go down to Steelwrist. They're going to have it for a couple days, hopefully get it fixed, and it should be under warranty, so that's even better. The Steelwrist was put on the machine with 595 hours. We have somewhere like 1,335 right now. So about 740 hours of use, and this is, aside from that one leaking gripper cylinder that was also replaced under warranty, we haven't had any issues. So we're going to take you down to Steelwrist. They just moved into a new facility, so that's why we've kind of been pushing this off a little bit. They had to go through their move, and during their move they weren't going to be able to work on any equipment. So we're going to go check out their new facility and take you along. So let's get moving and get down. It's about an hour 40 minutes from here, so let's do it. Alright, so we're here in Newington, Connecticut. It's about an hour and a half from home, not too bad of a drive. We are about to pull up to the new Steelwrist facility. I forget what town they used to be in Connecticut. It was a much smaller facility, and they just completed their move out here into this facility. So I have not been here yet, but it's going to be interesting to check it out. Oh, there's a CN Wood. That's CN Wood. There's one right by us. It used to be our Pine Bush equipment. So yeah, we should be here on the left, pulling up the Steelwrist. Alright, apologies for that. We kind of went in the back way here. But there are some Steelwrist trucks. There is a Steelwrist excavator. That's what I like to see. Yep, that's the one that we ran at the A&D demo day. That black one, or black cat right there. It's their little demo area that they have set up. Kind of cool. So yeah, we're gonna go get all set up. Looks like this Komatsu is gonna get ready to get a Steelwrist. It's gonna be nice for them. All right, let's go inside, get settled, and get this thing dropped off. guys, just like that. The KX is behind that nice Komatsu. I don't like that Komatsu. A&D, the company that we bought the 33 from, or not the 33, the Steelwrist from, they run large Komatsus aside from Kubotas. And I've always wanted a KX80, but looking at that PC78, I don't know, it looks pretty nice. We'd have to see. But we're headed back home now. It's a tight parking lot. Oh, we're gonna knock over a snowbank. But we're headed home. They're gonna call me when they get ready to start servicing that. Like I said, we have a couple issues that leak. They're gonna replace the hose as well. And then the last thing would be the quick disconnect for the pin grabber to switch between attachments. Sometimes doesn't work. The beep, it's something to do with the beeper. It beeps to warn you that the bucket is not connected or that the pins are not locked. And the beeper doesn't work properly sometimes, especially when it's cold. So they'll probably have to take a look at that. But we're gonna head home, and I will update you when we get a call and let you know what's going on. All right, good morning, guys. So we are going back to Steelwrist to get the excavator. It is all done. It is currently Saturday. We dropped it off on Tuesday, so basically 5 days. I've been back and forth with the tech that's working on the machine, James. Super helpful, super nice, very easy to work with. So he found some issues and repaired what he could, so I'll talk about that more once we get the machine. But we're gonna make the hour and 30-minute or whatever drive down. Beautiful rainy day here. It's like 58 degrees here in New York, January, and instead of snow, we got a lot of rain. So we're gonna make the trek down there, and I will see you when we load the machine up. Well, there it is. As you can see, we're back here at Steelwrist. The Komatsu's gone. I assume that means that it has a nice new Steelwrist on it, and the big old, I can't tell if that's a 307. I think it's a 307, possibly a 308, I'm not sure, but that has moved. So they might have been doing some demos. But we're gonna get this thing loaded up and then make the trek on back home. So let's get to it. And just like that, we are loaded up. Sun setting behind us, even though it's only like 2:40 p.m. But yeah, I'm glad they were able to take care of this. So basically, we had two main problems. We had the leaking going on inside the tilt rotator, so we found it was coming from the swivel and then dripping down into the area where the quick attach. So there's a cover plate there that covers the quick attach, and it was slowly dripping out of there. What it ended up being, there's a couple O-rings up in that swivel, as you know, you would presume, since you have to swivel and pass hydraulic fluid through there. I guess those O-rings had either failed or worn out, so they replaced those. And in doing so, when he replaced it the first time, one of the O-rings got pinched, so he actually had to go back in there a second time and put a new O-ring back in again. Secondly, in the cab, the Steelwrist screen that controls, so there's a couple computers in there plus the screen that basically controls that's the brains of the Steelwrist. When you go to switch attachments, you flip a lockout switch and it starts beeping. There's a beeper that warns you that your attachment is unlocked. So there's a problem with that beeper. It would not beep, so it would throw a fault code, not allowing me to switch attachments. Basically what the technician was able to come up with was there is a voltage that buzzer needs to see, the beeper needs to see, and it just wasn't hitting that voltage mark. I really only had this problem when the machine was cold or when it was really humid out. So he upped the voltage in the computer a little bit, and we shall see if that can fix our problem. And then just to be kind, he upped the rotor speed, so that's the spinning speed of the tilt rotator itself. I guess he did a test, found it was a little slow, and found that there was a little room for improvement there. So that was really nice of him. We'll see if the beeper issue is fixed. If not, they can do a lot of remote diagnostics on these machines. Basically, I just connect my phone to the computer, it's all Bluetooth, and then he can actually monitor and make changes on the Steelwrist computer remotely. It's a really cool system they have. So we are going to get going home, about an hour and a half, and by the time I get home, this truck trailer excavator combo is going to be covered in nasty road grime, so I would love to get it washed off. So let's do that and wrap this video up for you guys.